Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and I have for you another review of this homemade, well, it actually ain't homemade, but it's assembled FPV kit that you can actually throw on most quadcopters that are capable of lifting it. Today, as you can see here, I have it attached to the JJRC X1 brushless quadcopter. Now, I like the JJRC X1 brushless quadcopter because it has quite a bit of lifting power for a little quadcopter with these brushless motors. It should be capable of lifting this transmitter and the camera, and also being powered by this FPV transmitter via its balance charging plug, same as I did with the SEMA X8C. So that's the purpose of today's flight, is to actually show that you can simply strap this FPV kit, as I mentioned before, just about onto any quadcopter that would be capable of lifting it and powering it. Now, the JJRC X1 comes with a 2S battery, 7.4 volt battery, in other words, LiPo battery, which is all you really need to power this FPV transmitter. And again, I'm powering it using this, I forgot what the name of this plug is for this balance port. I think it's XH or something like that, but I'll have the details in the video info section down below. But I hope you enjoy this flight. Let's take the X1 for a flight with a 5.8 gigahertz FPV transmitter system. Hope you enjoy this flight. Oh, before we go, for the receiver, notice what I'm using for the receiver here. This is the Eachine 250 Racer FPV screen. It's available for sale separately for about $65. And all in all, you know, it's not that bad of a setup. It does not come with a battery. You have to provide your own 12 volt battery, or actually, how many volts is that? 7.4, 11.1, I believe. Yeah, 11.1 volt battery. You have to provide your own. But if you can find 11.1 volt battery, it Velcro straps onto the back and you plug in through its balance charger port, as I'm doing with the transmitter, into the screen itself. And that powers the screen. But again, this screen with the receiver, it's actually a 32 channel receiver, which isn't that bad. And it doesn't have dip switches that you have to worry about. It actually, you can scan for the frequency of this transmitter by simply pressing in and holding this red button on the back of this transmitter. So all in all, I like it. It's a good system. And I'm going to demonstrate using it today. And of course, I'm going to have my sunscreen attached on here so you can see what I'm seeing also. So I hope you enjoy this flight. Let's do it. Okay, we're good to go. Starting the timer. Going into the air. And switching to FPV. Here we go. Now, the reason I would like to use the X1, actually this has more lifting power, it seems, than the X8C had. This easily took to the air. But the X1 also has great range like the X8C. So, boy, I'm a little bit high. Flying overhead. But it's doing very well with this FPV system attached to it. Trying to reduce the power a bit. A little bit of a wind there. Went a higher rate there because of the wind. Now I can go a little bit faster. But yeah, the X1 is a lot faster than the X8C. So, you know, you can give it some oomph. Because of that, I got to be a little more careful than with the X8C because of this extra speed that this can do. Wow. It can go very high too, I can see. I better come down. This thing just takes off, man. This X1 has a hell of a lot of power, so you got to be careful with it. Pulling back on the pitch a bit, reducing throttle a little bit more. But yeah, this is a good FPV flyer. It's doing very well with this FPV system. I'm surprised how well it's doing. But again, at 3 minutes I'm bringing it in. And the reason being, wow, come down. I'm trying to stay low. It just doesn't want to do that. It wants to climb. It has a lot of power compared to the X8C. I gotta say that this quadcopter, surprisingly, being smaller than the X8C, but it has much more power, more lifting power, and probably about the same range as the X8C. So, you know, you can send this out pretty far. And I notice I'm not seeing any props in the view of this. That's another advantage of this quadcopter over the X8C. You're not seeing the props. The props don't become flare. Okay, there's 3 minutes. I'm going to go overhead and then come in for a landing. The wind's coming from my back, so I'm going to go this way and set myself up for a return or a fly and run here for a landing. Again, I'm keeping this short because I'm really not sure how much power is left in this battery, because I've never done this before with this quadcopter, you know, flying with the transmitter. And I'm going to visual right now since we're getting close. Yeah, it worked fine. Again, I don't know what the remaining power is on the battery. I'm going to have to check it after I land, when I take it home actually. But there. Let me take my hat back from my wife's camera. And remember, shut it down like so. So that's the JJRC X1 flying FPV and landed in a pile of glass here. Let me get out of the glass. But yeah, this worked very well. I was surprised how well this thing can lift it. No problem at all. In fact, it didn't even notice the weight. This is a good FPV quadcopter if you throw on an FPV system to it. Very good lifter. I'm surprised. Very well, very good lifter. So this is the, again, Quadcopter 101 with another science experiment flight, just showing the FPV capability of the JJRC X1. Hope you enjoyed this flight. Quadcopter 101, signing out.